Huh, didn't expect a text from Mnesis first thing in the morning. No training today. Morning. Is everything okay? Yeah. Going to see about gnome. I can go with you. If you want. Sure, I guess. When? Now. Okay. Guess I'll pick you up. Sounds good. Close? Huh. That's even more unexpected. Judging by the conversation yesterday, No must be another mage. Which means that this little trip should be very interesting. So, this gnome, is he a friend? Something like that. Evasive as always. How would you describe him then? He's fine. He's a friend. Just a friend? In the corner of my eye, I see the fox furrow his brow. He doesn't respond. Alright, if he's gonna be like this, I'll change the angle of attack. He's a magic user, right? Like Omen? A thaumaturge. Yeah. Well, he wouldn't call himself a thaumaturge. So they are the couple of magic users you mentioned knowing. I met the Martin through Gnome, but yeah, that's who I meant. Humming to myself, I nod. Gnome. Took me in for a while. Years ago. Oh, like before you joined the Sentinels, you mean? Yeah. I hope he's alright. Not like him to just vanish. I want to ask about the circumstances under which he and Frank met, but I hold my tongue for now. This could be a good time to learn a bit more about Omen, though. So, what about Omen? What's his deal? He's always like this. Pops in out of nowhere, asking for help with something, then vanishes until next time. He's always in some kind of trouble too, cause he can't stop pissing people off. Gnome would say Omen is the kind of guy who'll poke a beehive just cause he's curious. Well, some hives need to be poked. Nick. Yeah, I know, maybe not this time. Humph. I take it Omen's not his real name? Of course not. He can't settle on what to call himself. Just wait, it'll be something new next time. His real name's weird. French. You're okay with him knowing your real identity? Yeah, he may be a blockhead, but he wouldn't go blabbing about something like that. He knows better. That's good. Anyway, park over there. That's Gnome's place. Gnome's apartment is on the 6th and final floor. We were greeted by a homeless weasel outside, but the building itself... We were greeted by a homeless weasel outside, but the building itself is empty, not a soul in the hallways or on the staircase. As Frank knocks on the heavy wooden door, I stand back, looking around at the plaster peeling off the walls. No? No response. Could he just be out, at work or shopping or something? Frank puts his head to the door, listening. Apparently dissatisfied, he rummages inside his shorts pocket, producing a pair of... lockpicks? You always carry those around? Bad habit, but they come in handy. Habit? Make sure nobody's around. Sure. Pretty sure he doesn't need to worry about that. I could almost believe the building was abandoned. Still, I keep my ears sharp for any noise as I observe Frank pick the lock. It takes little time before there's a click and the door swings open with a creak. Frank looks inside while I hang back, not entirely sure if his friend would be alright with him picking the lock of his apartment door. Then again, Omen just teleported into Frank's place and tried to put me to sleep, so maybe casual intrusion is something magic users are just fine with. I'll try not to make too many assumptions, though. I'm greeted by a cozy living room inside. Mnesis goes on to the other rooms. His tail swishes as he rounds the corner into the hallway. With nothing else to do, I examine the living room. There's a bunch of journals strewn about the table. The one lying nearest to me is open on a page with a photo of a hedge maze. I've seen one of those at the old estate that's been turned into a sort of museum, something like a 20-minute drive from the city. The journals seem otherwise boring, however, and it's the bookshelf that draws my eye instead. It takes me a moment to realize I'm staring at a small collection of occult texts. The Lesser Key of Solomon, Codex Coimitium. Never heard of this one. The Book of Enoch. A bunch of books on theology, Gnosticism, demonology. There a Necronomicon lying around here somewhere? What did you say? I was muttering to myself, not having realized that Frank came back to the living room. Oh, nothing. There's just a lot of books on... your friend doesn't like summon demons or something, right? I'm pretty sure he doesn't. Why? Just the book selection over here. It's pretty generic stuff, I guess. Well, most of it, I think. As far as occultism goes, if you're into that stuff, I'm not. I figured, a lot of these are pretty famous, but I've never heard of a bunch of the books here. Like this one, and oh wow. Even with the more popular titles, it's an interesting collection. Do you think your friend would lend me some of these? We're not here to look at the books. Yeah, sorry. The Martin better not have taken anything from here either. Well, the most valuable ones probably aren't just sitting on this bookshelf, right? Yeah, stuff like that would be in the sanctum. Which is... not here. There should be an entrance somewhere around, but I'm not sure. Well, we can look around some more. There's no point. Pretty sure nobody has slept in the bed in days, maybe weeks. I'll get Omen back here and see if he can open up a way into the sanctum. I avert my eyes, feeling a little guilty about going behind Mnesis' back regarding this Omen situation. What's with your interest in this stuff anyway? Dunno, I think it's fascinating. Barely any mages in the public eye, you know. He doesn't respond, instead eyeing up the bookshelf again. We should go. Sure. Are you alright? No. I had one friend die, and now another is missing. So, no. Right, I'm sure Gnome is fine. I mean, people go out of town all the time, right? His phone is off. Well, no reassurance to that comes to mind. Well, that movement was dynamic. Frank sinks into the armchair with a frustrated sigh. I let the awkward silence linger for a while, unsure if I can say anything to make the fox feel better, or if an attempt would even be welcome. Despite what he said just moments ago, Frank seems in no rush to leave, however, so I sit down too. Did you live here when Gnome, took you in? No, he moved to this place not that long ago. Kinda liked his old place more, but I guess rent here was cheaper. Oh man, even magic users have to worry about rent, huh? That's disheartening. How did you guys meet? I stole from him. How did that, happen? It's a long story. Frank surprises me, however, when he continues anyway, without my prompting. I was homeless back then, and since I can be very good at pickpocketing, and lockpicking, I guess. Yeah, Mnesis' vibe with his costume is, very thief-like. So it would make sense that he's, good at dodging, lockpicking, and pickpocketing. Yeah. Wow. I'm not proud of it. I'm not judging, just wasn't expecting to hear that. How come you were homeless? I aged out of the foster care system, and there was nowhere for me to go. Oh man, Frank, I'm sorry. I had no idea. Whatever. I've had a long time to get over it. So your parents... Yeah. No other family to take you in? He lets out a wry chuckle. No, not here. My parents immigrated. No way to get in touch with my relatives across the ocean. That doesn't surprise me. Most people who move here have barely escaped the lands under imperial occupation. Then I'm glad Gnome helped you, instead of landing you in jail or something. Yeah. I don't know about that. He only did that because he could tell there was something, well, different about me. You mean... Mm-hmm. I see, that's still a good thing, right? I don't know. Is it? I got a lucky break only because I'm... like this. So? No reason to beat yourself up over it. I don't know Gnome, and I have no idea if that was the only reason he decided to help you, but even if it is, what does it matter? At least you're using your powers for good now. Might as well. It's not like I'm any good for anything else. Frank, we should head out. No, come on, man. You can't just say something like that and expect the conversation to be finished. Ignoring my protests, the fox gets up and heads for the door. Let's go. It's easy to tell he'll keep ignoring me. With a sigh, I follow. Frank has apparently grabbed some spare keys inside the apartment, using them to lock the door as we leave. We walk down the spiral staircase in silence. You go on ahead without me. I'll go check out Gnome's old place. You sure you don't want me to drive you there? No, I'll take a bus or something. Fine, I might head up to HQ then, do some training. Yeah, go do that. Thanks for coming with me here. Oh, well, no problem. Just call me if you need something. Alright. Just like him to shut me out as soon as he lets something slip about himself, I guess. Still, damn. When Unbound mentioned Mnesis had gotten his powers early, I thought that meant he became a superhero early too, but now I'm not so sure. Well, the past's the past. I wish I had been able to provide a more reassuring presence to him, but I guess I'm not just very good at that. Maybe I should have insisted I go with him anyway. God damn it. Mnesis' profile has been updated. Okay, transitioning. Okay, let's check it out. Finally learned a little more about Frank's personal life. Emphasis on little, cause he remains as guarded as ever. But I certainly didn't expect to find out that he was homeless for some time, and then in the foster system for a while before that, apparently. Can't imagine how rough that must have been, not to mention that he had to resort to crime, with the use of his powers, no less. Guess that explains why he doesn't like talking about his past at all. He's a bad boy. Used to be a bad boy. As I'm passing the meeting room on the way to the training facilities, I hear the Baron talking inside. It's a more urgent matter. There is a short moment of silence. I don't hear anyone responding. This doesn't mean that I'm not looking into it, M. Oh, he's talking with Unbound over the earpiece. Not for now. I'll call on the champ if I feel there's a need. And besides, I shouldn't just stand here, listening. The Baron doesn't react to my sudden appearance. Hi, Baron. And Unbound? I was just on my way to train a little and, just wondering if there's anything new, you know, with the wolf? I had someone ask around in the area where the recording came from, but nobody saw the fight break out. Well, for all we know, it didn't start at the docks. Michael would have tried to keep any fighting either high in the air or take it somewhere empty. The fact that they were close enough to the ground for the security camera to catch them suggests it had just started. So then, Unbound's voice crackles to life in my ear. It started in a place where they weren't easily seen. But why would Templar be at a spot like that in the first place? Was he lured there somehow? We can still only guess. Michael didn't mention he was going anywhere on that day. The Baron responds as if he was just reading my mind. Is there anything I can do to help? The rat seems to consider my question for a moment. Maybe we can discuss this later. Where's the fox? He's taking care of some personal business. I was just gonna train a bit on my own. If you'd like me to come for some more flying lessons, I will have some free time later this evening. I'd appreciate that, actually. I think it's time I graduated from just floating around. See you soon, then. As I'm about to turn around, the Baron surprises me by telling me to sit down. Is there something else? I just want to chat a little. This doesn't bode well, but I comply and take a seat anyway. You know, I'm surprised you're still here. And why is that? I expected the fox to scare you off by now. Why would he do that? He's supposed to train me. Come on, Raccoon. We both know he doesn't want you doing this. Is that why you insisted he train me, so he'd talk me out of it? Mnesis can teach you effectively and efficiently. That doesn't answer my question. The rat tilts his helmet as if considering how to respond. Does it matter? Since you're really doing this, I'd like to make sure you're in the best shape possible to face whatever comes at us. Oh, great. So you also think I should be locked in here until I'm ready, or whatever? No, not at all. What good are you to me here? Plus, experience is the best teacher anyway. Huh. Well, Mnesis doesn't seem to see it that way. Yes, I'm aware. I gotta say, it's been quite funny to see him go all overprotective. What's his deal? It's not like I'm insisting that I should start hunting supervillains through the streets. I said it, didn't I? He doesn't want you doing this at all. Good thing it's not his decision, then. Or yours, for that matter. Calm down, I get it. You're not quitting. Damn right. Alright, I hear you. Good luck dealing with Mnesis, though. He does sound amused. Ass. Oh, I'll be fine. I don't plan on just sitting around. Don't do anything stupid, Raccoon. Yeah. Speaking of which, I'll need you to sign some shit later so I can officially get Greg off my back. Ah, fine. As long as I don't have to hear about the husky ever again. A tall order, but I'll see what I can do. Thanks. We also need to talk about your employment. What now? Under me. Since when? Since now, I'd like to make sure you're not subsisting on frozen pizzas because you're too busy here. So what, you're just gonna throw money my way? As long as you're not dead weight. I'll take it. I thought you might. If anyone asks, you're an intern at Brawn Industries. I'll take care of everything else. Sure. Anyway, I'm off the train. The Baron's profile has been updated. Oh, there is the sword. Okay, let's check the profile first. His real name is Timothy Braun. At least he's using his wealth to fund the Sentinels. That's cool of him, as long as he doesn't expect me to do any actual work for his company. Okay. Gil is a real blessing when it comes to training, even without Mnesis here. Not having done much with the sword yet, I asked Gil to use the VR room to run me through some basics. The sword feels so natural in my hand, not just the shape, but the act of holding a weapon, swinging it to slice up the virtual objects thrown my way. It feels Empowering. Fun. That's how it feels. And not just because Gil's challenges are almost game-like in quality. Game or not, though, it's valuable practice. While it's unlikely I'll be dealing with any other swordsman in this day and age, I still want to be at least somewhat good at this. It'd be interesting to see Mnesis practice his skills like this. I haven't quite finished processing what he told me about his past. Never thought one of the Sentinels used to be an actual criminal, even if it's just petty theft. Although, with those lockpicks, maybe it was a bit more than that. What's weird is that with his power, he could be good at anything, so why would he stay on the streets? I doubt he'd tell me. It was difficult enough to get him to tell me what his power even was. Regardless, I should check in on him. I'm done for now, Gil. Thanks.
As you wish, Templar.
Hey, found anything new? No. Nothing unusual. Anything I can do to help? I'm fine. Okay. Are you coming up to HQ? You need me? Well, I guess not. Emma said she'll help me practice later. Okay. Let me know if something comes up. Sure. Thanks, Nick. Close. Is the Baron still here, Gil?
He left 20 minutes ago.
Anyone else around?
You're the only person currently at the facility, Templar.
Alright, let me know when Unbound arrives.
Certainly.
I stretch my sore arms before heading out. Might as well loiter around for a bit, familiarize myself with the base to a greater extent. Being honest, with nobody else around, the place can be a little creepy. At least I have some kind of company. Do the others usually train here?
Mnesis and Superfan use the training facilities with higher frequency.
I guess the rat is rich enough to have something private, and Unbound doesn't like to fight, huh? What about Michael?
Templar and Superfan often use them together.
I see.
Unbound is here, Templar.
Right. Tell her I'll be at the elevator. Time for some more flying practice.
Careful, Nick.
Unbound's voice echoes in my ear as I narrowly avoid smacking into a tree by doing a barrel roll. Haha, it's fine, I meant to do that. I'm not sure how long we've been up here. The practice was slow at first, the usual floating up and down stuff. But now I'm truly getting into it, rushing over the treetops and weaving through the branches, a grin plastered across my face. Dusk has started to fall by now, so my armor casts its soft glow at the leaves as I come to a stop and wait for Unbound to catch up.
Any issues so far?
No, not at all. The armor does pretty much what I will it to.
All the spinning and falling giving your body any trouble?
Nah, I guess I've got a strong stomach.
Very well.
We both lower to the ground. As long as you're not reckless, I think you should have a good grasp of this by now. Yeah, we could go flying over the city right now. I have another appointment to keep. My husband insists on date night, but I can accompany you some other day for your first outing. Sounds good. Date night, huh? Hey, Unbound, can I ask you something? How do you manage all this? Superhero work, your actual job, a family? Does your husband know that you're Unbound? Unbound laughs. That would be a hard secret to keep for all these years. Yeah, I guess. Mnesis was kinda down on the idea of relationships when you're a superhero. Sooner or later, you might meet someone that you want to share your life with, and this is very much a big part of our lives. I think the way he talked about some things, I guess he thinks we'd be putting those people in danger. He's not wrong on that count. Our lives are full of risk, but that just means that we'll have to try that much harder to keep people around us safe. Yeah, how do the others feel about all this? I believed neither of the Baron's ex-wives knew about him. The Baron is bisexual, I think. I'm unsure about Superfang, and Lila's husband worked very closely with her despite not having any abilities. Lila? Oh, was that Copycat's name? The original Sentinels consisted of Templar, Unbound, and Copycat, but she died fighting a supervillain about 7 years ago. But didn't the Baron mention someone by that name the other day? Ah, I'm sorry. You don't know about Copycat. With the circumstances surrounding you joining the team, it's easy to forget some things. Wait, so she's still alive? Yes, Lila chose to cease her activities as a superhero and dedicate herself to scientific research. But she still helps the Sentinels. Huh, I see. Why did she, quit? Ah, well, several reasons. We had some disagreements, and after her husband passed away, I suppose she deemed her work as a scientist more meaningful. The last part doesn't quite ring true. You can ask her about her reasons sometime yourself. I'm sure she'd like to meet the new Templar. Yeah, I guess so. Anyway, sorry, I shouldn't be keeping you here. No worries, Nick. I'll see you again soon. Have a good date. Unbound smiles and takes off. Unbound's profile has been updated. Okay, let's check that out. Yep, that confirms it, and despite how she phrased it, I could tell she's very much looking forward to date night, regardless of her husband insisting on it. Cute. I check my phone for any more messages, but Mnesis is quiet. Part of me thinks I should go to his place and check in on him again, but I doubt he'd appreciate that. I can't help but be worried, though. He sounded more than a little upset when talking about his friend's disappearance. I'll need to mention that to Omen. The Martin can do much more to help than I can. And he'll owe me a favor anyway. After all, tomorrow night I'm gonna help him retrieve a magical relic. This is going to become a mess. I plop down on the couch, only now realizing just how tired my body has gotten. Guess I got a little carried away with the training today. Glancing at my phone to check the time, I recall Jess telling me about the party. It's 9:25 right now. I could make an appearance. But I think I'd rather chill on the couch for a bit than get a good night's sleep. Tomorrow is an important day, my first real outing as Templar. Gotta be in top shape. As I browse the internet on my phone, however, I start to doze off. Rubbing my eyes, I pick up my phone to see a text from Lucas. Yo, you with Jess? Nah. I was napping. Boo. Boring. I just came back from my Firebirds game. We won. Congrats. I should have invited you to come. Mom wouldn't mind. She likes you. She does? We met like once on move-in day. Well, I tell her about the dumb shit you get up to. She thinks you're a funny guy. What exactly do you tell your family about me, bitch? You'll have to come with me and find out next time. When are you coming back anyway? Saturday morning. Why? Nothing, just curious. Alright, talk to you later. We're gonna go to a steakhouse now. Have fun. Close. Well, a couple weeks ago, I might have accepted an offer to visit with his family for spring break. But now I have too much going on. Putting my phone on silent, I crawl off the couch and head to my room this time. Tomorrow can't come quickly enough. Okay, that is a good stopping point. Let us save. Go back to the main menu. Okay, so the interlude was apparently about the Black Wolf, and I started the narrative in my regular voice, when it should have been his voice, but I tried to adjust it somewhere in the middle. So yeah, that's that. That's just my you know, me nitpicking. Anyway, there was the interlude, and then next, there was the part of Nick and Frank going to find their missing, the missing friend of Mnesis, Frank, and it turns out, as there are two separate narratives told, apparently in the narrative from the Black Wolf, the Martin is doing something sinister and is going to involve Nick. And Nick is going agreed to help the Martin. So of course, as us, the viewers of this story, we know that's going to be a shitstorm. So we shall find out about that shitstorm next time. Okay, so if you guys like that, you can leave me a like on this video and subscribe if you can. But if you don't want to, that's okay. And I also want you guys to take some time to appreciate something in your life today. And I will see you guys on the next Let's Read. Thank you guys for watching. Bye!